I don't even recognize myself anymore.
I'm really worried about him. His addiction. I haven't seen him like this. Ever.
Hey, look, I never wanted to start using. I knew the drill, but I was out of options.
I just want to tell him it's not your fault. There are people out there who can help. People who have felt your pain. They know what you're going through.
This has to stop. I'm losing everything. Everyone.
You've been strong your whole life. You can do this, but you have to reach out for help.
It's time. I can do this.
Addiction is a disease, and diseases need treatment.
Call Quit Drugs 321 now at 800-378-3508, 800-378-3508. That's 800-378-3508. Paid for by the Detox and Treatment Helpline.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Elevating with Marcia. Thanks for joining the show today. NFL veterans will be reporting to training shortly. And what are we about? A month away from the preseason, just about? Always amazes me how time really does fly. It's really amazing to me how you can be shutting the TV off, literally, to the Super Bowl, flipping burgers for the 4th of July, and the next thing you know, it's Happy Halloween. Always amazes me how time really, truly does fly. I had a friend tell me once why he believed the concept of time changes as we age. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today on the show, and about brain health, heart health. And we're really going to talk about how that all ties into your ability to obtain health insurance and life insurance, and what life insurance can do for you in your retirement. We also want to help you look and feel your best. Okay, today's show is brought to you by the Marcia Hawkins Agency. That is MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. We have the coolest product for retirement. We're going to talk about that today. It's especially pertinent if you're self-employed. And I'd love to show you how we can set you up for tax-free retirement. That's MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. And we'd love to show you how we can do that for you. So go to the website, click on, all our contact information is on there, and we will help you get started with that. All right, everybody, you're listening to Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM 203, 217, and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can also check it out on Amazon Audible, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Tuned In, and my favorite, the American Forces Radio Network. Also, check it out on Facebook and Instagram at Elevating with Marcia. You can go over there and shoot me a direct message. Hey, if you'd like to be on the show, I'd love to have you. You can also direct message me at 413-374-2100. And again, you can also direct message me on Instagram or Facebook. Now, we come back. We're going to give ourselves a mid-year checkup financially and health-wise, and a few other tidbits of information. Just to kind of get you in tip-top shape. Tip-top shapes. Thank you for listening to Elevating with Marcia. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back with Michael.
Do you have no credit or bad credit? Well, now it's no problem with YourCreditPulse.com. Our experts have the comprehensive knowledge to help you aggressively navigate and remove any irregularities from your credit report. Call 559-761-9421 for the solution you've been looking for, from buying a house or a car or securing your next personal or small business loan. All you have to do to get started with a confidential and free consultation is call 559-761-9421 or go to our website at YourCreditPulse.com now.
At Progressive, you can get 24/7 protection, even if you break the space-time continuum.
Wait, every time you wake up is the same day? That's terrible.
Don't worry, I call Progressive. Their 24/7 protection still works even if my day does last forever.
Yeah, but don't you want it to end?
Are you kidding? I win the lottery whenever I want and never regret anything. It's the best.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Progressive offers more than a great price when you bundle home and auto. We offer round-the-clock protection, which literally means anytime. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers, and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Have you ever wished the student athlete in your family could play baseball against teams in the Caribbean? Well, now they can set sail and do just that with Team Avenue Baseball on one of its iconic Caribbean cruise camps. That's right. If they love baseball and want an experience they'll never forget, then you need to call 559-321-6701 or visit teamavenuebaseball.com right now. Founded by former pro ball players, teamavenuebaseball.com will lead to the baseball adventure of a lifetime. Call 559-321-6701 now.
Are you looking for solutions for health and wellness at home? Please visit antiagingbed.com. They are on a mission to use proven technology to provide you with healthy solutions to many conditions that affect all of us physically and mentally. Use promo code WELLNESS for your discount. Antiagingbed.com. Technology proven to help you feel your best. Use promo code WELLNESS. Antiagingbed.com. Feel your best. Hi, this is Marcia Hawkins of Elevating with Marcia. Please stop by telewellnessmd.com. Receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code Marcia. Book your consultation with Dr. Brent Agan today. Learn about their products and therapies to help you look and feel your best. telewellnessmd.com with the promo code Marcia. Stop by telewellnessmd.com, promo code Marcia. Hi, Marcia Hawkins here of Elevating with Marcia. Please stop by marciahawkinsagency.com. We're a full-service multi-line agency, and we offer a unique product called Indexed Universal Life Insurance. It's not your typical life insurance policy. Learn how you can pull money out tax-free in retirement with an Indexed Universal Life product. Please check out marciahawkinsagency.com and book a consultation today. marciahawkinsagency.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to Elevating with Marcia. Thanks for joining the program today. We're going to be talking a little bit about your financial health. We're going to be talking a little bit about your overall physical health and how it really does tie in. Someone once told me, a very wise person once told me, you buy health insurance, you buy life insurance with your health. It's not necessarily comes down to premium. Always, you want to purchase health insurance when you're healthy, and you want to purchase life insurance when you're young and healthy, because it is far more cheaper when you purchase health insurance and life insurance, healthy and young. All right, Michael, welcome to the show today. We're going to talk about a product that I'm just so enthusiastic about, the LIRP, which is a life insurance retirement policy. I know we've had many discussions about that. What are some of the things that you think is a misconception when people think about life insurance?
Well, I hear it every day that they call it death insurance, and then they're putting money into an insurance policy for somebody else. And that's true. That can be the way. I mean, that's the death benefit, but they really have to think about, it's not the death benefit. Think about when you hit 65, 67, whatever you choose your retirement age to be, we have a product that will give them a wonderful income. You got to think about income when you retire. And, what are you planning to do? What's your plan for income after you retire? We have a solution.
Right. So let's talk about the reasons why the 401k IRAs can be a bad idea for people. So the top four reasons are market loss, especially in retirement, future taxes of withdrawals. I know a lot of people seem to think that their most cheapest tax rate is going to be in retirement. Well, it's not true, especially when you think about, most likely you don't have any dependents to claim. You're not going to have a mortgage deduction. And also you're going to get early withdrawal penalties before 59 and a half. And then of course you're going to get hit with fees, especially in a 401k. A lot of people put the money into the 401k and they think, okay, my son's going to get married. My daughter's getting married. They're going to go to college or whatever. I'm just going to tap into my 401k. The tax rate on a 401k withdrawal can be as high as 50% on that money. So I'm not quite sure if people really understand that. Well, I get, they have an employer matching it. I get that. I understand it. It's like free money to them. However, they're going to give it all back to the IRS if they decide to tap into that. how many people have you spoken to when they talk about a 401k really think that they have set themselves up financially for the best case scenario in retirement?
I don't remember the last one that didn't think that way.
Yeah, exactly. So there are many reasons. I know there was an article in Time Magazine where they talked about, I think it was October back in 2009. The ugly truth is that the 401k is a lousy idea, a flop, a rotten repository for our retirement reserves. And when I'm dealing with a lot of people, especially when it comes to Obamacare, it is solely based on their income. And I probably could not count on my hands and toes the amount of people that have told me that as they near retirement, they decide that they're going to buy a retirement home down in Florida, Arizona, wherever. And the first thing they do is they tap into their 401k. And then they call me back, they give me their income, and they're mad because they took out $50,000 out of their 401k. And they have to count that as income for Obamacare. So they end up losing their premium tax credit, which totally ticks them off. And then the IRS comes knocking. And I'm just curious why, and I'm sure you're going to relate to this, Michael, when we talk to people about a LIRP, they always say, oh, well, there's all these fees involved, which is very easily explained as it's the cost of the life insurance. While we project a tax-free retirement amount that they can withdraw off their life insurance retirement plan, there also is a death benefit. And in addition to that, there are also riders on there for, terminal illness, mild impairment, and, critical illness. And many people don't realize that. Back in the day, and I'm sure you can relate to this too, back in the day, when you bought life insurance, like you said it best when we opened the show, people just assumed that you had to die. And their de facto answer is, why would I want to buy a life insurance policy to simply turn around and give money to somebody else?
Exactly. Yeah. They have to, there's the death benefit. You just said this death benefit, the living benefits, something catastrophic happens to you, but you're disabled in whatever way. There's some income for that. And then there's some income when you retire. It's life insurance, and it's a way of life insurance, you might want to say, as opposed to death insurance.
Right. All right. Let's go through some of the characteristics of an ideal retirement plan. So you want tax deductible contributions. You want tax deferred growth. You want tax-free withdrawals, competitive returns if possible, protection against stock market losses, no early withdrawal penalties, no limit on the amount contributed each year, used as collateral for a loan, protection from claims and creditors, able to take loans prior, I think this is key, prior to age 59 and a half and paid back at taxpayer's discretion. Plan contributions continue if a taxpayer becomes disabled, and if the plan participant dies too early, the plan is accelerated so heirs can still retire. I'm always shocked when you talk to people about retirement, how little people know. They take it at face value, much like when they go to the doctors. They take what a doctor tells them at face value. Here's a prescription, go fill it. That's it. Someone, in the HR department tells them, we're going to set you up with a 401k. Here you go. Everybody just assumes, I guess, and they're fine with that. All right. So let's talk about traditional retirement plans under a 401k. You do not get tax-free withdrawals. It cannot be used as collateral for a loan. There's no protection against stock market losses. There is a limit on how much you can contribute each year. And you're not able to take loans prior to 59 and a half and pay it back at your discretion. There are no early withdrawal penalties, and plan contributions continue on a LIRP versus they're not continued on a traditional 401k. So, Michael, I'm really shocked how many people, when you approach them about a life insurance policy, how they want to, the reasons they don't want to do it. They don't seem to have the same objections that they have with a life insurance policy that they have with a traditional 401k.
No, that's true. And some of them don't even know that there's fees. They'll say, well, there's these fees, there's this and that. No, there's fees in a 401k that they don't even know about. You said it best. They go blindly into a new job. They say, well, sign up for the 401k, company match of 3% or whatever. And, oh, wow, that's awesome. Sign up and then forget about it. Well, the lesson is learned when they try to take some money out big time.
Well, yeah. And I want to go back to being able to tap into that money prior to 59 and a half. I mean, if you think you have if you have your children, let's say in your early 30s, there's a possibility prior to 59 and a half, you're going to have college in your future to pay for your children. You're also possibly going to have a wedding in your future. And what about if the stock market is way down and you go to tap into your 401k and the value is not there? And of course, you're going to pay taxes on that. But in addition to that, think about this. Let's say the real estate market is in the tank. And let's say all of a sudden, your brother who's older retired to Florida and said, hey, the condo next to us is going for a song right now. You ought to get into the market real quick. But you can't tap into that money because your investment into that retirement home down in Florida is now going to come with most likely a 50% penalty if you need to tap into that 401k.
Right.
It's insane. But it's true. People, for whatever reason, when it comes to life insurance, because it's not something that you're mandated to have, most people are more than happy to just simply go in, sign up for it, and not recognize the implications. I'm not kidding you. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the phone with someone who has told me that they have whacked their 401k to purchase a retirement home, and they go to get their Obamacare plans, and they are unqualified. They're disqualified for a premium tax credit, and now, they're spitting at retirement, and now they're looking at a very, very, very high health insurance premium until they get out of that tax year. So it's really something to really think about. All right, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Elevating with Marcia on XM 203-217 and on the app at 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Check it out on iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Stitcher, iTunes, Tuned In, and my favorite, the American Forces Radio Network. Quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to continue our talk about life insurance. I'll be right back.
Do you need to sell your home? If you've sold a home before, you remember how stressful and expensive it was. Sold.com is here to help you sell your home for the most money and with the least amount of stress. There are new ways to sell your home that you've never heard of before. Did you know there are companies who'll offer you cash for your home? Did you know you could trade in your home for a new one? Did you know there are realtors who'll sell your home for a flat fee instead of an expensive commission? It's true. Sold.com services are free. So if you're looking to sell, make this free phone call right now and learn how your next home sale can be faster and easier than you ever thought possible. Pick up your cell phone and call right now. 800-449-1759. 800-449-1759. 800-449-1759. Again, that's 800-449-1759.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down: 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to Elevating with Marcia. I've got Michael in studio today. We're talking about LIRPs, life insurance retirement plans. So I want to divert a little bit away from that, Michael, and talk about the importance. We worked on a quote the other day for I think he was 26. Am I right? The one we worked on the other day?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And one of the things that we mentioned to him on the call was that I'm sure you were as surprised as I was, just how wise this 26-year-old was.
Oh, yes.
Thinking about, this just doesn't happen, correct?
No.
Well, let's call a spade a spade.
Wise. He was a very wise man. I don't care what his age was. He was wise.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, were we that wise at 26? Hell no.
Oh God. Yeah. Big time. Capital letters. Hell no.
Yeah, exactly. And what really kind of jumped out in that conversation was how wise he was, how he at 26 was really starting to play the tape forward. He was really thinking about his future. He's married. He has a child. He's getting ready to translate into a new job, which is going to pay him, I think he thought about $80,000 to $100,000 a year.
Correct.
And he's going to be technically self-employed because of the structure of the company. But he was thinking, I need to start thinking about, retirement. I need to start thinking about if something happened to me, what is my wife is a stay-at-home mom. What is she going to do if something happened to me? He actually, when you think about it, has kind of a high-risk job. He was going to be a truck driver, a long-haul truck driver, which, you're on the road. I mean, I'd rather be in an airplane than on the highways right now. So that said, he was really thinking about what he needed. And so I want to walk through our listeners how we structured what we put together for him. So the first thing we did was we, talked about, owning a home and how, having a $300,000, $250,000, $300,000 mortgage, how if he were to pass away, would his wife be able to afford that? And the answer was no. So the first thing you want to do when you're doing an intake with a client is Michael and I like to dig down and find out what goals this potential client is looking to solve. Most people think about, I'll just give my wife $100,000 and she'll be, she'll have money to live off. And, let's face it, $100,000 today. I mean, I filled up my car yesterday and it doesn't go far. So when we were talking to him, Michael, do you remember how we were kind of going through everything? And we really recommend our term product for people who are trying to cover, I want to say short-term debt, even though a 20 or 30-year mortgage does not seem like a short-term debt. But that's the way we like to classify it, because eventually there will be an end to it and they will have their mortgage paid off. So we structured it that way. What else did we do that I felt was key in making sure that this client was going to be set up in the event that, God forbid, something happened to him?
Well, he had a decent death benefit. And then at 65, he has, based on what he's putting in, he'd have $750,000 available to him. Tax-free. Or he could take it out on a monthly basis, $4,300 a month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So the way we structure it is through a loan process. People would say, well, why am I going to have to borrow my own money? Well, you want to borrow your money. That's how you avoid paying taxes on it. That's why it's designed the way that it is. So we structured him for X amount of dollars that was going to cover a mortgage, car payment, student loans, anything that would be outstanding in the course of a lifetime in say 20 to 30 years that you don't want to earmark your life insurance money for or your retirement money for, so that his wife would know that if he passed away, all of that debt is going to be wiped out. But he also wanted to make sure that she would be set up for retirement, which is where the LERP comes in. And we structured that. And I do remember the number. I don't remember what we structured it at, but he gave us an amount. He wanted to put $500 a month away. Exactly. And I don't know if you have that in front of you, Michael, but
I do.
I think what was it going to pay him a month tax-free?
$4,302.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I mean, most people don't realize between age 28, if you start putting it in with compound interest alone, most people by age 45 are going to be completely set for their retirement. So this kid, I'm telling you, he was way ahead of the curve here. I was really, honestly, it was very impressive because he recognized, and this is the one thing I want to talk about, in terms of your health, your health buys you life insurance. Your age buys you life insurance. I know for years, I'd get people calling me saying, I need life insurance. Like, I need it today. And it's like, were you diagnosed with anything? Yeah, I've got stage 5 pancreatic cancer. I need it. And they don't realize. And obviously you feel horrible for this person and you want to help them, but they're at a last ditch effort trying to cover their final expenses as they depart this earth so that someone does not get saddled with their final expense. And it's really heartbreaking. I think the average funeral right now is between 12 and 18,000. I mean, you can get away a lot cheaper for cremation, but if that's not your wishes, you're really, really looking at a minimum of about $12,000 to leave this earth, which is really kind of frightening when you think about it. So back to our client. He's smart. He's thinking ahead. He's realizing he's young, he's healthy. His wife is young and healthy. He wants to get something going to make sure that he is all set. And then another thing that we like to do is, so when we do a LERP, you're really not solving for a high face value. In fact, we're looking for the lowest face value possible. We want to ensure that the return when you go to retire is going to be much higher. So that's the way we structure it. So that begs the question, if you're looking for a low face value. Now, we've covered the debt with a short-term term. When I say short-term, I mean 10, 20, 30 years, which is not so short-term. However, 92% of all term policies never get paid on. So our goal is to ensure that the client has relinquished all that debt by the time that term expires. So it works in tandem, and that's over. The policy's over, and yes, you can convert it, but as one could imagine, it is very, very expensive to do that. And then we have a product, which is, we structure it. It's also an IUL, but we structure it as a guarantee with a return of premium. So you pay it in, and that's where we structure the higher face value. And that's where a spouse or a loved one is going to receive a much higher face value than the IUL that we structure for retirement. So there really is a game plan together in how we cover all of one's goals that they're trying to achieve to ensure that their retirement's set, their death benefit is set, and their debt is set. So, Michael, talk a little bit about, when you're interviewing people, are you always surprised how it's like the one thing people really don't address, they don't think about? It's kind of like it's never going to happen to them. And the one thing in life you can guarantee is we all have an expiration date.
That's very true. I couldn't agree with you more. And it's there's only one cure for old age. That's death.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is. It's a pride. I think some of us feel that way. They're going to live forever, but deep down we know it's not true. And it's just, I think, a couple of things that has to happen in the interview, and that is to really understand what their needs are today and what they want, what they're going to need tomorrow, when they retire, and also so that they understand where they are today and understand where they're going to be, because they have all this paperwork that they're never going to read, and that's our job, is to explain it to them.
Exactly.
We know they haven't looked at what they have, but we're going to make sure they understand what they're going to get.
Exactly. Yeah, it was interesting. I sent over an IUL for retirement. And I say that because that's the way I structured it. He was not looking for a high face value. He was looking for retirement. He's a self-employed farmer and he has no life insurance and he wanted to know what he could put in. So it was quite impressive. So $2,000 a month, which sounds like a lot of money, but there are people in our organization that are putting $157,000 a year into a LERP for that reason alone.
Think about that. That's $13,000 a month. That's
tax-free.
Huge.
Tax-free. Exactly. And so when you look at that, when I sent the IUL over to him, he texted me and said, "Hey, I'm going to review this and I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to look at it over the weekend. I'm going to give you a call next week." But he's older. He's 60 years old, $2,000 a month. He's going to pay into it till he's 75. And he is going to net $3,500 a month tax-free. And yeah, I mean, if you layer that with Social Security, which, and Michael, we're going to have to take a quick break in a minute, but when we come back, I do want you to talk about why you think people think Social Security is going to get them to the finish line, because I know the debt stats and so much more. So I want to talk about that when we come back, but we do need to take a quick break. You're listening to Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM 203-217 and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and I want to talk about Social Security and how it most likely is going to come up short for you when you go to retire. I listen to a lot of people when I'm doing a health insurance intake, and they think Social Security was going to get them to the finish line, and they're unfortunately very upset, knowing full well it will not. Quick break. We'll be right back.
Progressive's Home Court Explorer lets you easily compare our direct rates with multiple companies. Now that we've covered something you could do, it's time for sports stuff you definitely could not do.
If you were head coach, you would not have gone for it on fourth down. Your confidence in your play calling ability might be a little overblown, considering you're barely confident in which restaurant to order takeout from, let alone choosing a play in front of 70,000 screaming fans.
But you definitely can use Progressive's Home Court Explorer to easily compare rates. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Do you have no credit or bad credit? Well, now it's no problem with YourCreditPulse.com. Our experts have the comprehensive knowledge to help you aggressively navigate and remove any irregularities from your credit report. Call 559-761-9421 for the solution you've been looking for, from buying a house or a car or securing your next personal or small business loan. All you have to do to get started with a confidential and free consultation is call 559-761-9421 or go to our website at YourCreditPulse.com now.
Hi, Marcia Hawkins here of Elevating with Marcia. Please stop by MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. We're a full-service multi-line agency, and we offer a unique product called Indexed Universal Life Insurance. It's not your typical life insurance policy. Learn how you can pull money out tax-free in retirement with an Indexed Universal Life product. Please check out MarciaHawkinsAgency.com and book a consultation today. MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. Hi, this is Marcia Hawkins of Elevating with Marcia. Please stop by TeleWellnessMD.com. Receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code Marcia. Book your consultation with Dr. Brent Agan today. Learn about their products and therapies to help you look and feel your best. TeleWellnessMD.com with the promo code Marcia. Stop by TeleWellnessMD.com, promo code Marcia.
Have you ever wished the student athlete in your family could play baseball against teams in the Caribbean? Well, now they can set sail and do just that with Team Avenue Baseball on one of its iconic Caribbean cruise camps. That's right. If they love baseball and want an experience they'll never forget, then you need to call 559-321-6701 or visit teamavenuebaseball.com right now. Founded by former pro ball players, teamavenuebaseball.com will lead to the baseball adventure of a lifetime. Call 559-321-6701 now.
Remember your favorite movie moments? Ever thought about collecting them and connecting with your favorite creators? Now you can turn that wish into a reality with Real 8. Real 8 is an inaugural NFT marketplace for fans to collect exclusive behind-the-scenes moments. With Real 8, you can access unique experiences like meeting the cast and crew live. Visit real8.com/USA now to join a community of like-minded fans and get even closer to the films you love. Don't miss the latest NFT drop. Check out real8.com/USA. That's REEL, the number 8.com/USA.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to Elevating with Marcia. We're talking about retirement. We're talking about getting yourself in tip-top financial shape as well as physical shape. Your health and your age dictates what type of health and life insurance that you can buy. So, Michael, before we went to the break, I was talking about how so many people, they rely on their 401k, they rely on their Social Security. I think, and it wasn't probably, I don't know, maybe in the last 3 or 4 years that people could actually go online and find out a projection of what they're going to get for Social Security. Do you think people just go through life thinking that Social Security is going to be equivalent to their lifestyle that they live while they're working?
I think it's lesser today than it was, but yeah, you meet a lot of people that thought, well, I've got Social Security to fall back on. And I spoke to somebody the other day and they said, boy, what a shocker. They're getting $900 a month in Social Security. They work all your life and that's what you end up. It doesn't pay rent. Let alone you haven't had something to eat yet either. I mean, that's terrible. It's awful.
Well, the way things are going, it wouldn't pay their gas at this point.
That's true.
Yeah. So do you know the genesis of Social Security? Do you, I don't remember what year it was started. Do you?
I did actually put it in a text not too long ago. I want to say, I don't want to be wrong about this. I want to say 35, but I'm not 1935, but I'm not positive. At least if I can find it.
And what was the genesis? What was the genesis of it? I mean, to me, not to interrupt you, but to me, it almost felt like the government was looking to withhold more money so that they could spend more money and they would worry about it later when you retire.
Well, it's
well, that was the covert reason they did it. That wasn't the overt reason.
Yeah. So I was right. 1935 was when it was started.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically for our retirement. It was a savings account. It was money that was never supposed to be touched. And then eventually, yeah. And then it wasn't a big way. And it is, which is shocking to me. This is yours and mine and everyone, all the listeners' savings account is $22 trillion in debt.
Do you think it's going to be there for the next generation or scary, even ours?
No.
I don't either. Either. All the more reason, because, I think, initially, all right, we're going to set this money aside. And I'm sure that they just felt like, nothing's changed over since 1935, but people typically are not good savers and they don't think about that. And sometimes, unfortunately, you are a good saver, but life happens. I know that with life insurance, I want to say it was the early 2000s when they started incorporating the living benefits rider. So a lot of people that have much older life insurance policies, and we are not by any stretch of the imagination telling you to replace those. However, if you do not, if you are, God forbid, diagnosed with a, stage 5 pancreatic cancer, I mean, Michael, you and I have reviewed some of the living benefits that people receive just off that alone if they were to become ill or disabled. And it was quite impressive.
It is. I agree.
And Social Security is not, how many people do I talk to, again, that tell me that they're disabled and that they are, on year 2 of, disputing or contesting the Social Security ruling that they're disabled. And they're like, I can't work. I'm trying to get disability and I can't get it. It's not a slam dunk for people. However, life insurance with the living benefits rider, you get it. You get that money. People say, well, how is that going to help me if I pass away? Well, it's simple. if you receive a benefit off your living benefits rider, it will be deducted off the face value. So it's always important to talk to your insurance agent, and we'd love, we can get on Zoom, we can get on a phone call. We would love to discuss with you specifically how we would structure it so you would have the best of both worlds. Again, kind of goes back to that term rider or that term policy that's going to cover debt. Then you do a high face value for income replacement, and then you have the retirement one. And the retirement one is not designed to give you a high face value. It's designed to give you a high retirement. So very, very important how you structure it. And I got to be honest, I've been in the life insurance industry for quite some time, but the company that I represent now is all about this. They really are about layering for the best possible scenario. I remember my boss was explaining this to me, and I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I be selling them all these policies? When he sat down and explained it to me exactly the way I just explained it to the listeners, it was genius in my opinion, because people think, oh, I'll get $100,000 and leave it to my spouse and they'll be fine. I mean, think about that. I mean, think about a car loan. Think about a child going to college. Think about a child having a wedding. Think about a child needing a roof over their head, being able to pay the mortgage. And very, very few people, when they experience a loss like that, some people are very good about it and they get their ducks in a row just in case. But, you have someone, I mean, I hate to bring it up, but I mean, you cannot look at the obituaries in the paper not one day without seeing someone under age 50 who's passed away, or someone in their early 60s or early 70s. And, maybe they have not paid their mortgage off. It's really quite alarming, especially with the opioid. And it's not, I mean, I think people think about the opioid addiction, and they're thinking about how it's, these people that are dying are, alcoholics and drug addicts. And it's not the case. I mean, there are a lot of, I mean, what do they call it? The soccer moms are getting addicted to it and, unfortunately passing away. You read about that in the news all the time. So we can never predict, and we never know what tomorrow's going to bring. But the last thing you want to do is depart this earth, leaving somebody, especially your children and your wife or husband, with absolutely no protection at all. So I knew you'd have good numbers on the Social Security, Michael, but when you think about Social Security and it not being there for people, the national debt, I mean, we talk about this all the time. It's got to be affecting the government's ability to keep Social Security alive.
Absolutely. The national debt is $30.5 trillion. It goes up over $10,000 a second. Social Security goes up $10,000 a second in debt. Yeah, it's every taxpayer owes the government, owes our nation $242,986.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because I remember my husband told me I want to say maybe 6 months ago, he thought it was 80,000.
Well, you know what? That's per taxpayer. The debt per citizen. So your husband's right. 91,805. That's per citizen, and it's 242,986 per taxpayer. Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
number.
Yep. And one of the objections that we get is I'll have somebody say, well, I got this tax deferred account. I said, okay, I appreciate that. And when you take that out, do you think the tax, when you take that out at a later date, is going to be higher or lower than it is right now? Whoops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talk about it all the time. Do you want to pay tax on the seed or the harvest? And that's really what we're trying to get people to change their mindset. I think sometimes, one thing that's really surprising is how many accountants are blissfully unaware of a LERP. They are just not in tune to it. I mean, and I kind of get that. They're kind of, they're in the game of, processing tax returns, and they in their defense, I mean, you have to keep up with the tax code, which is what the size of the Manhattan phone book, which is just ridiculous. But I mean, they spend a lot of time having to research the tax codes and, figure out what's best for their client. But a lot of them do not get into retirement. I mean, they know about Roth IRAs and they know about, 401ks and all of that, but very few of them, very, very few of them are aware of the life insurance retirement policies. They just unaware of it. Why, I don't know, but they are. So yeah, it's just really funny. Again, we go to the doctors and the doctor hands you a prescription and you just assume that it's the way it is. And, we talk about, brain health and heart health and, just really taking care of yourself so that you are always in a position, hopefully, that you can, obtain health insurance if you have to go on the private sector, or, you want to buy yourself life insurance if you don't have it. And I really don't understand the negative connotation behind it, but there really is. And I said it at the beginning of the show. I don't quite understand why people, of the one insurance that you could buy, I mean, you buy auto insurance, you buy property insurance, business insurance, workers' comp, whatever it is. The one guarantee is that you are not going to make it out of here alive. And yet it's the one thing people resist buying so much. I've never understood that.
Well, another thing too is that we deal with a lot of contractors, and they're self-employed. They might have one or two employees, and when they extra money, what do? They buy a better, a bigger truck or a newer truck or more tools or more equipment to grow their business and to make more money. But they take care of all the equipment, all the cars, and everything else. And take a second and let's take care of yourself for starters. You first, then we'll worry about the equipment so you can make more money.
Well, we do insure a lot of contractors, and a lot of contractors, in their defense, because I'm married to one, I think it comes down to time too. They barely have time to run their business because, a good contractor will be on the job. They're not sitting in an office, paying bills all day. They're out on the job site, making sure things are going well, which is, the way it should be, because nobody's going to care about the business like the owner. But it's very, very true. A lot of them, and I think a lot of it does for them come down to time. They just don't think about it. But
right.
It's really funny. I wanted to talk a little bit about this, how we lose that concept of time. And someone raised it to me one day and they said, the problem is when you're young, especially when we were young, we didn't have cell phones. There was no concept of time. You walked out the door over summer vacation and you were outside all day. And when they blew that horn at 9 o'clock, you went in. And, you went in for dinner, you went in for lunch, whatever. But a lot of times you were just out from, sun up to sundown. And there was just no concept of time. There's just none. I mean, now, kids have cell phones, they have, iPads. Everything is timed out, especially as you get older. Time becomes your most precious commodity. You can always make more money. You can't always make more time. So it's just really interesting. But, unfortunately, eventually we all end up running out of time. Any last minute thought? We only have a few seconds.
Well, I think it goes like this, that in youth, the days are short and the years are long. And in old age, the days are long and the years are short. And I think it's pretty true. That's the way it feels, right?
Yeah. Well, I think people get into their 40s and they start to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. You start to realize,
so true.
You're starting to enter the shady side of life for sure. All right. We're going to take a quick break, come back with a 2-minute warning. You're listening to Elevating with Marcia on XM 203, 217 and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Quick break. We're going to come back.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. That's 800-485-6003.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't, and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
All right, everybody. I heard the 2-minute warning. Time to pack it in for another week of Elevating with Marcia. Thanks for listening in. So if you're interested in learning more about what we've talked about on the program today, you can direct message me at 413-374-2100. We're not looking to sell you insurance. We're looking to help you devise a retirement plan and ensure that you have protected your loved ones appropriately. So call us or direct message us at 413-374-2100. The office number is 413-458-55, sorry about that. And you can also text message me again at 413-374-2100. It's the best way to reach me. You can also direct message me on Instagram or Facebook at Elevating with Marcia. You can also head over to Marcia Hawkins Agency Facebook page, give it a like, and we'll also, again, direct message me there as well. Also on Instagram. So check it out. I would love to get together with you. We can either Zoom or we can chat on the phone, and we can find out and kind of drill down especially what you're looking for, and we can explain it much more in detail as it applies to you and custom tailor it to your needs and your budget along with your financial goals. So check it out, MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. Again, you can also go over to my Facebook page and get a link to Telewellness. We talk about some therapies and peptides. People have had phenomenal results, what they're telling me with some of the programs, and we can get you hooked up with Dr. Agan over there and really start to look and feel your best. And again, the best time to take care of your health is when you are healthy. not when you're sick, for sure. All right, you're listening to Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM 203, 217, and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Make it a great week. Always be in the minute to win it, and have a great week. Adios.